Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comedy Cellar Tuesdays with me, Dave Juskow, and Mike Suarez. And very nice to see everybody on this beautiful, absolutely stunning fall day in New York City. And unfortunately, down south, not too good. Although, actually, it's, from what I understand, perfect weather in Florida right now. But it's not gonna end well over there. And I was just talking to our friend Cammie, who lives in Tampa, and she's a little nervous, but we are sending her our best and hope that she's going to be all right.
Yes,
of course she will. She's too pretty to have trouble in a hurricane. The hurricanes don't kill pretty people. Everybody knows that. So we'll be all right. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. And if you were at the in the West Village or in New York City tonight, you have the opportunity to see a terrific show at 7:30 at our original Comedy Cellar Club on McDougal Street. And the Comedy Cellar has 4 clubs going at the same time every night, almost 9 shows a night, every day, 365 days of the year. And tonight, if you were to come around 7:30, or and I strongly always recommend reservations, you'd be able to see Matt Richards hosting, who's a terrific host and an amazing magician. But the lineup is, and this is just a couple of them on this particular show: Andrew Schultz, Ryan Hamilton, and Dave Attell. That is a hard quality show, and that's just the first show of the night. So the rest of the shows continue in that strong level all the time here at the Comedy Cellar. And in Las Vegas, guess who's in Las Vegas tonight? It's our old friend, Mr. Nick Griffin, everybody. If you happen to be in Las Vegas, please go to the Comedy Cellar at the Rio Hotel in Vegas to see our friend Nick Griffin and the very hilarious, for a long time, Alan Havey. Alan Havey, who pretty much had the first show ever on what is now called Comedy Central, but before then it was called the Comedy Channel.
Yeah, and then Ha.
And Ha, right, and they combined to call it Comedy. Jenny had the first talk show. It was very impressive many years ago.
Into the Night?
No. I'm thinking of Sick of the Night. That's what you were. I don't remember what it was called. I think he was alone. I don't think there was an audience. And it was
an audience of what?
Of one, right.
Yeah, Night After Night with Alan Havey.
Night After Night. So, anyway, nice to see everybody. Scruffy, Brian, Barry, thanks. Anonymous, and a week late. Nice to see everybody here. Obviously, I am going like this, looking at the Mets game. The Mets are playing tonight. What an exciting week it's been. Obviously, I saw you guys last Tuesday. Monday night for the Mets when they beat the Braves was incredible. And then Thursday when they beat the Brewers was just, if you are a very long-suffering Mets fan, was just absolutely beautiful. And it was just so wonderful. I was actually fortunate enough. I live alone. I'm single. I live alone. And I watch a lot of these games by myself. It was so nice. I was at my sister's house with my brother-in-law, my niece, my sister, and it was so fun to watch something like that with other people. And when Pete Alonso came up, I don't know if you know the story, but they were down, and it was the 9th, and Pete Alonso came up and could score the go-ahead run with a home run, but he hasn't been playing well this season, and he wanted a big Aaron Judge-like contract, and he stinks. And the fans were getting angry, and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? He's like, take whatever you can get, because they were going to trade him. Who needs him? And he got up to bat at the most important part of the Mets season. And I said, as I think any Mets fan did, I said to my sister and my niece, I said, he's either going to hit into a double play or he's going to hit a home run, and his legacy will be made. And he hit the home run, and the Mets won the game. And now they're playing today in the Phillies. It's unbelievable. Oh, thank you, Marcy. Great retelling of the story on the podcast. Thank you. In fact, I'd like to show you right now. I just sent it to Mike. If you got my my email with the YouTube link, do you have it ready to go?
Which one are you talking about?
The YouTube one.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
So
have it right.
what this is, this is so sweet, and it makes me cry every time. Again, as a Mets fan, their announcer is this guy Howie Rose. He's terrific, really terrific, and it's so funny. Even the TV guys who call the Mets, not the national guys, were getting emotional because this just doesn't happen to the Mets a lot. Just not like being a Yankees fan. Where you're used to winning. So this guy Howie Rose has been calling it for years, and he's on the plane going home with the Mets. He travels on the same plane with the Mets, and they played his call. This was Thursday night after they beat the Brewers. On the way home, they played his call over the thing, and he got emotional, and he gets up to give Pete Alonso a little, tap and say something. Let me look at this. They taped it. It's so awesome. Thank you, Mike. I could watch that 100 times. It's really terrific. And now Pete Alonso just hit the first run of the series here with Philadelphia. Very exciting. He just hit a home run. So that makes everybody happy because, you just wanted to see him do well. He's hopefully be a Met forever and play like this more often. Anyway, very exciting stuff. A week late lives in Florida too, right?
Yeah. Also, our guest is here.
Oh, great. Right. So he says the storm has moved further south of my location, slowed down to category 3 when oh, that's good news. Yeah. So let's bring in our guest, our favorite guest, Molly Heckerling is here right now. Hello, beautiful.
Hello, Hans. Am I really your favorite, or am I just the one is always available?
No, I'm pretty sure I can that everyone in the chat room and Mike would say yes, you are our favorite. I told you I would like you to be our co-host.
I'm just teasing. I love being on the show because I always have the joy of like leaving the house without actually having to go anywhere.
I guess yeah, we're trying to think. Does your shirt say slut?
It does.
Oh, but in Shrek.
I saw Danny DeVito wearing this in a picture on the internet, and I just had to have it because we have a similar build. Big rib cage queens.
That is hot. Marcy says you are really beautiful.
Aww.
And Scruffy says you're the hottest, and they love your shirt. It's fantastic.
Awesome.
You really do look terrific.
Thank
you for joining us again. We were just talking about the Mets. I don't know if you care.
I like the Mets.
Oh, you do?
I'm not like a huge baseball or sports person in general, but I like the Mets because they I was raised by Mets fan, and they like are always the underdog. Like the Yankees are like the rich kids that have all the money, and the Mets are the ones you're always pulling for, but it's a much longer shot.
Yep. Oh. And I unfortunately am that incredible underdog where I like the Mets and the Jets. And the Jets really stunk this weekend, but they fired their head coach today.
Oh, shit.
Just today, hours ago, which he needed to go. But the amazing thing about it is, and it's kind of a good thing, is that the Jets have never in their 50 plus years of being around have never fired a head coach during the season. So this is great.
That bad. It was just that awful. They were like, you got to go now.
Well, yeah, he's been awful he's been here he's been here since 2021. His record in 2021 was 4-13. In 2022, he was 7-10, and then in 2023, he was 7-10. So he's never had a winning season. He kind of stinks. And if I love the move. And that way, when they play the Bills on Monday Night Football in a national audience this Monday coming up, they can say, well, we were going to lose because we just got a new coach. So it's very smart in every way.
That's a good play where it's like if they win, they win. And if they lose, they have the perfect excuse.
Right. If they win, then what a smart move getting rid of this coach. And if they lose, then they're like, what do you want us to do? We just got a new coach. It's a brilliant move finally by the Jets, which is an awful organization because, as you can see, the first round pick they had just beat the shit out of them in London on Sunday. They're not good at making quarterbacks good. And look what they've done to Aaron Rodgers, who's a living legend, and they're making him look bad. So the Jets are just kind of a horrible organization, and we don't need to talk about sports anymore. But
sort of like foot in your mouth sort of corporation where it's just like not savvy plays on the business front or something like that.
Yes, exactly. In fact, I could show you a video, which I think we've watched before, which is the funniest video of the Jets draft picks over the years. And it's really because the drafts for the NFL used to be in New York only. Now they have them all over, but they only used to be in New York at like either Madison Square Garden or Radio City Music Hall. So all the locals would show up and just boo and boo. And it's hilarious. And somebody made a montage of the Jets picks and booing. And think about this. And even somebody who doesn't know about football knows this. I think in 1983, the Jets could have had Dan Marino or John Elway or this guy, Jim Kelly, who you might not know from the Buffalo Bills, but everybody knows John Elway from the Broncos and Dan Marino from the Dolphins. They could have, but they drafted this guy, Ken O'Brien, who you've never heard of. Case in point.
Yeah, he wasn't in an Ace Ventura movie. Who the fuck is that?
Exactly. There you go. It was so awesome that Dan Marino's in that movie. Oh, the Mets 2-0. And Cammie's joining us. She is in the heart of the hurricane. She lives in Tampa, unfortunately. And she's saying hello. And she's I just talked to her and she is a little nervous. Can you blame her?
Because like we got Milton coming now, right? It was
that's
Helene.
What we're talking about. Yeah. Which is so funny because it's always funny it's not funny, but when you're watching hurricane coverage and you're sitting at home going like, what are they talking about? It is a gorgeous day. Who could possibly have a problem? I remember that from years ago watching CNN and just being like, but it's so perfect out. What are they talking about? It's just so weird that people have these weather problems. I mean, it makes sense, of course, but you can't fathom it when it's perfect in your neighborhood. It's just weird.
Right. Yeah, it's sort of like a hurricane that's downtown. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
How are you speaking doing? Of disasters?
What's you've got the Jets things?
Yeah.
The Jets.
Tony, a minute.
Lamb Joe. Wide receiver. I think it's a good selection, but a very surprising one. UCLA running back Freeman McNeil. As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to boo.
Jets take the first round selection, quarterback Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Everybody said if Marino was going to be around at that time, they'd take Marino. Obviously, the Jets know something that the people up here don't.
New York Jets first round selection, fullback Roger Vick, Texas A&M. New York Jets first round choice, Jeff Lageman, linebacker, Virginia.
It's obvious to me right now that the Jets just don't understand what the draft's all about.
The New York Jets select Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. The New York Jets select Johnny Mitchell, tight end, Nebraska.
So New York becomes tight end.
No, you can turn it off. Oh, right. They could have Lauren Sapp, and they chose the other way too. Oh my God, I could watch that 100
New York
times.
Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady.
All back. Every single one.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first real upset.
That's hilarious every time.
I love people booing. It
Isn't it
just
the
brings
best?
me so much joy. I don't know why. Just like the blah, 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 blah.
It is the greatest. By the way, did you have a happy New Year?
Oh yes, it. I did that open mic, and it was a Mean Girls open mic because I guess this was the magical year that Mean Girls Day and Rosh Hashanah aligned.
That's
so,
right, October 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah. So La Shana Tova, that's so fetch of you. Blah blah blah.
So you had a good set because you haven't performed in a while, right?
It was fun. It was good. I did mostly new stuff. It was only like 4 minutes, which is hardly enough time to even embarrass yourself. But it's also kind of harder because then you have to pick like, what am I going to do? What am I not going to do? Because it's only 4 minutes. So I just did new stuff and it was fun. And because it's fucking Burlington, Vermont, there were only like 9 comics there. So it didn't take like 3 hours to get my name drawn.
Oh, that's good. Oh, your name was, it was an open mic. You said that. Yeah.
It was an open mic. Yeah. I know the girl who runs it.
Well, do you? I mean, does she know who you are? That you? I mean, you should just be going whenever you want. This is bullshit.
We follow each other on Instagram, so I think she probably knows if she's done any digging.
I don't want to have to pull a line from your mom's movie, but really, she could be like, "Do you even know who my father is?" How are you not saying that?
Want to be like Mr. Elton, the shittiest character in the movie. I used to do bits about. I probably did it all of 3 times about my mom and Harold, and like trying to spin it into jokes, being like, "Oh, I like most bad ideas was conceived in an office in Warner Brothers studio." Ha ha ha. But then you just, I felt like if I bombed, it reflected poorly on them. So I didn't want to drag their good names through the mud with me if I
understand all that. I'm saying, did you say to this girl who you're
no,
throwing a name where, then you say, "Don't you even know who my father is?" Which is just the line from the movie. I would have said your mother.
Right.
But then she should just be like, "Molly, you can go on whenever you want." That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
I still went up second. I mean, if there's 9 people there, it's like, how long are we all
that's
going to
perfect. Because then you,
yeah,
then
it
you
was
can
perfect.
go in the whole
It was
thing.
great.
Yeah.
I went out, my mom friend Archana came with me, and it was a good set and it felt good. And I know that her name is Alex St. Louis, and she's a funny comic too, like really neurotic. So I immediately related. And she runs other shows, so it was just a good icebreaker. I'm hoping to do more.
Oh, Barry just said Vermont doesn't have enough Jews for a minion.
For a minion?
Yeah, with the for a funeral, you got to have 10 bar mitzvah.
Oh, I don't have enough friends for a minion, so who fucking cares?
Well, you're in trouble in case something happens. Then you can't die properly as a Hebrew.
Well, then I'll just have to continue being undead like I am now. Same death.
We used to have a sketch called Minion Helper, and in case there was only 9 guys, like I would go around helping people that needed a 10th person to make it
funny.
Yeah,
Minion crashers.
Minion Helper. Like
they should do a Minions movie, but with like a minion, and it's just little yellow guys going oi 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 oi. Sorry.
No, that's pretty good. You said oi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very funny. I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure that that is really funny. I knew she said oi. That's really funny. Right. I know everybody thought they meant the little yellow guys in the movies. No, it's a Jewish term that I remember it was like exciting. Like my father always said, if anybody asks you to do a minion, you have to go. It's like so
that's where the movies got it from.
Say again?
That's where the movies got it from.
Yeah, right. Because that's a very happy time.
Before they didn't speak gibberish, they were all in Yiddish, and they had to change it.
Just no one understood.
Before we continue on with all the stuff we have to do today, just since we were talking about Clueless, since I bring it up often. The Wall Street Journal today put out that Gen Zers are now wearing, it's a fashion thing, pajama bottoms to the office. It's so, what, are you wearing it now?
No, it's just that I used to do that when I was 13, and I feel like everything's come back full circle. Like all the dumb shit I used to do in the 90s is now like retro fad now. So it's like, I invented wearing bootcut jeans that got wet in puddles. Like, fuck you.
It's so funny you say that, because I mean, it's so weird, because last night when I was walking back through Times Square after having my fill of wings and watching Monday Night Football, I saw a couple wearing pajama bottoms, and I said to my friend, I'm like, look at this. What the fuck is that? Pajama bottoms. And then today in the paper, they're talking about how these women are going to the office. And I keep talking about how the women in the office don't seem to have the same standards as the men. They seem to be able to wear anything, and that's okay. But the men have to dress up and, wear tucked in shirts and everything. But the women can wear pajama bottoms. And I was only thinking of, again, the line from Clueless. Okay, I don't want to be a traitor in my generation. But we're supposed to swoon over all they do is put on some pants and roll out of bed, and we're supposed to swoon over them. That's all I can think about is, of course, lines from that your mother has written in movie history, because that's like the greatest.
I've been watching the version of Emma that came out at the same time. And
The Gwyneth Paltrow one? Or no, that's the one.
Paltrow.
No, wait, that came out then. Oh, that's Anna Joy Taylor. Oh, no, Taylor-Joy came out later. So the
And
Gwyneth Paltrow, I try to watch that one. It's, for me, it's too tough.
It's too tough.
I'm bored.
I watched it, and I was like, I could see why at the time, like, it's so zeitgeisty, because like people have similar ideas and be working on things at the same time, and mom thought that all the people working on Emma had this snooty attitude towards Clueless.
Really?
And it's just so funny where like you never know which one's gonna hit it, but she hit it.
She sure did.
And
fucking
they
embarrassment, because nobody remembers that version of Emma. I mean,
and they
I
have
do
great
because,
actors. It's like Alan Cumming and Toni Collette and Gwyneth Paltrow before she got all weird and goopy.
right.
So good stuff. But yeah, she really hit it. I mentioned that at the open mic too, because I feel like Gen Zers know Mean Girls. So I was like, I was raised with Clueless, which is basically like Mean Girls for old ladies. Like when they did that Golden Girls Clueless sketch, like that's just us now.
Wait a minute. I just saw that recently. That's not an AI thing?
No, that was real. They did these promotional videos for Clueless at the time. And I think that was actually, because it was nominated for an MTV Movie Award. And I'm not sure if that was something they made for the award show, but they had all the Golden Girls actresses come and play.
But not B. Arthur. So I thought that there was two. So I thought, number one, how can this be? Because I don't think Golden Girls was going on when Clueless was. I think it was already finished.
It's already over.
And then
was Gilbert still alive then?
Yeah, everybody was still alive, but I was just wondering if it was a Golden Palace sketch or something, because then those three ladies came back for that. So no, I just saw that somebody. Yeah.
Oh, it was 1996 MTV Movie Awards, and that's when B. Arthur like hated the Golden Girls.
Right. So fucking angry. Can you imagine?
She did.
But,
why did she hate them? She was like
difficult.
She was just over it. So
just she was.
And
difficult.
also, Estelle Getty was a real B. So
yeah, but they said she was just difficult to work with and stuff, which is such a bummer. I don't want to hear that.
That sucks. She's like, everyone talks about Golden Girls, but what about Maude?
Yeah, I mean, what if you win the lottery and you somehow get 2 successful shows in one lifetime, shut up. There's too many other actors trying to get one, which would be a dream. What is your problem? You're still definitely the star. I mean, she makes me laugh the hardest in that show,
Yeah. They were all great, but
they were all great, but B. Arthur is for me the funniest. Just telling Rose to shut up all the time is always going to work for me. Shut up, Ma. Okay, so let's do our picks. We have a lot of this action to do, and then I will explain to you again the Mystipick, which is on fire, which is insane, which you've already done and won, and then we did it last week and won. We've never lost. It's incredible. So you were brilliant. Obviously, Sarah Silverman was brilliant last week. But let's start. I'm going to share my. Oh no, Mike, play the intro first for football, and then I'll share my screen. Oops, that's week 4. Why do I have week 4? Damn it. I messed up again. All right, wait, hold on.
You fool.
How did I mess that up? Oh, man. Oh, I deleted one of them. Oh, well, we'll figure out that later. Let me go back. What's that from? You fool.
Gilbert Gottfried. I don't remember the bit.
I know. I've heard it 100 times, and I can't think that's why I was asking. All right. Well, we'll just go to this. I'm sharing, Mike. No, this is wrong too, isn't it? What the?
What kind of a fan are you?
You're right. What am I doing wrong? I'm in the wrong. Oh, I'm just in the wrong. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I really am maybe the worst person ever. Everything I did today was wrong.
You're literally the worst.
All right.
La
Sorry.
Sharata.
This is why it's good having a co-host.
Apparently, he said it on Hollywood Squares a lot.
Gilbert, yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Paul Lind.
It's almost Halloween. That storm looks like a monster. Okay, wait. All right, let's go with this first. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to share my screen once again, and now I have it, Mike. I am sharing it. All right. This is definitely correct. This is what happened with all of us with week 5. Mike was amazing, went 8-4. The rest of us stink, and nobody is in the green. All right. That's number 1. That's the overall. Now I have to stop sharing every time I show a picture, right?
No.
Oh, I don't?
Well, the picture is.
All right. So now we're going to go to it's a really professional show. We're going to the celebrity ones I'm sharing, Mike. This is the one that Sarah Silverman picked last week. There was a tie, so most of us went even 2-2 and 1, except for Sarah and our celebrities like Molly, who are kicking ass and always for some reason beating us. The celebrities won last year, I believe. So Sarah went 3-1-1, and now they're winning the whole pool. But at least all of us are in the green, which is good. I was the only one that had the Falcons. That was very exciting. On Thursday, I picked against the Jets. Very smart of me. That was very difficult to do. I don't know why I picked. And the Saints, I really thought they would cover the spread last night. What a disaster. So that's that. All right. Now you're saying I don't have to stop sharing.
But you did anyway.
I think I did anyway. Right. Oh, my God. What is my problem? All right.
Okay.
And here's.
Just in case.
I was in the wrong folder.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, do that.
Okay. Now I am going to share again. And I am now sharing so we can make this week's picks. All right. Is this correct? Yeah, because Molly's there. Right. Yes. Okay.
I always forget who this little smiling white dude is.
That's Frazier.
No.
Oh, this guy. Oh, that's Jerry Jones. He owns the Cowboys.
Jerry Jones. Yeah. Oh, he's the one that looks like a frog, isn't he?
Yes. And I
Okay.
changed these now. Next week, I have, instead of George Kittle, I think that is, I put in Paul Lynn because it'll be Halloween and he's, San Francisco. Thank you. So I'm making them different, and of course I still have the Joe Pesci because we all want Tommy Cutlets to play in New York. Anyway,
I get Paul Lynn because he was a great tight end.
Zing! Woo! Nice. Now, see, that's why she's doing comedy. That's why you got to get out of these open mics. You're much better. Why is Katy Perry as Tampa? Excellent question a week late. Katy Perry is a huge Baker Mayfield fan. And since I have Taylor Swift for the Kansas City Chiefs, I just put Katy Perry as that is the answer to the question. Okay, let's begin. We have the Seahawks in San Francisco. I have no problem going with the San Francisco 49ers. For some reason, I think I messed up that line. I feel like the 49ers must be favored. So that could be, I might have that wrong. But I'm going with San Francisco. Mike, your thoughts?
I'm gonna go San Francisco because I think it's gonna be at least, even if they lose, they're gonna only
I
lose
mean, the
by
Seahawks
3.
just lost to the Giants. That's why I'm going with San Francisco.
Yeah.
Molly, what do you think? We're talking about the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks.
The Seattle Seahawks. No, I'm gonna go with San Francisco.
Okay, San Francisco.
San Francisco.
And I see everybody's picking the 49ers. Is that correct, Mike?
Correct.
Okay. This is Tampa Bay, which maybe there won't be a stadium there on Sunday. Who knows? Oh, they're not playing there. They're playing in New Orleans. Okay, because they've already had a problem there already. So Tampa Bay against the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans is in big trouble. Again, Tampa Bay could be my best bet. New Orleans is banged up, and they stunk last night. So, Mike, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Tampa.
It's the right move. Molly, what do you think? That's the cast of Live and Let Die from New Orleans there. That's why.
And I'm glad you clarified because that actually would have influenced my decision. It's Tampa versus who?
The New Orleans Saints.
I'm gonna go with Tampa.
Excellent choice. And what is the crowd going with?
They're going Tampa overall. In fact, they also
going to
yeah.
Tampa. And then we have the Detroit Lions against the Dallas Cowboys, who were again awful Sunday night. So I will have no problem picking the Detroit Lions, even though they're coming off a bye, and sometimes that freaks people out. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Lions. Maybe I should have rethought that, but I'm going to let Molly go next this time.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
It's probably the smart move.
Sometimes I feel like when you do like a stinker, you feel extra motivated to not suck as hard.
Excellent. Mike?
I'm going to say the Lions. Just because I don't trust the Cowboys.
Yeah, you can't trust them.
Never trust a cowboy.
And I see undecided. I mean, I see both with the everybody else. Is there one more better than the other?
There's one more Cowboys than Lions.
One more Cowboys. So we will pick the Cowboys for the peanut gallery. Then I believe this is this just a regular Sunday game, or is it Sunday Night Football? I'm not sure. The New York Giants. I think it's Sunday Night Football because I'm not going to be around because I would probably go to the game. So it's the Giants against the Bengals, and the Bengals are they just keep getting shit on. It's really funny, and the Giants they won last week. Oh boy, this is really confusing. I'm going to pick the Giants plus the points, which is only 3.5. Molly, what do you think?
Who were the ones that you said were always getting shit on? The Bengals?
The Cincinnati Bengals, Marcy's team.
I'll take them. I'm going to do it.
All right. That you just made Marcy very happy. Mike?
I'm going Bengals too. I think they're going to lose by 3. So.
With the Bengals are going to lose by 3?
Yeah. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I think the Bengals. Just put it that way.
Okay.
Sorry.
They need to win by 4. And what's everybody else? We'll pick the Bengals for Marcy. And then I'm picking the Bills. See, the way I figure it, I want the Jets to win badly. But how happy does it make me when I've picked the other team when they lose? because they get so upset when they lose. But then I win here, and it somehow makes me feel better. So I'm all in on the Bills. Whatever. Molly, what do you think?
I'm going to go with the Bills too.
You son of a! I mean, you're not allowed to. Okay.
I don't. I'm
Mike,
sorry. I'm going.
no, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. Mike, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with the Bills because I haven't been hit in the head this week yet. So
You just wanted someone to deviate.
And what's everybody else saying?
just Bills so far.
Nobody wants the Jets, huh? Well,
Nope.
all right. Well, that does it. Those are our top 5 picks for week 6 in the league where they play for pay. All right. Now, this is the most important part of the show, Molly. I'm gonna play. No, Mike, can you play last week's Mystipick that I sent you? What, in Vermont? We're 4-0. We have not lost. You pick a number between 1 and 8. Sarah Silverman, what will your number be? 8? Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's so. This particular card, for some reason, has 2 teams on it. Now what do we do? Packers and the Cardinals. Mike, what do we do?
We go on both.
A multiple Mystipick. Now we will see.
Yeah, beat it.
How about that? They both get. What's happening outside your house? Are you all right?
I'm okay. I just heard sirens very nearby and was wondering if one of my neighbors died, but they're not here for me, so it's fine.
No, it's just funny. We heard it too, and we're like, wait, she's in Vermont. This, if we heard it in my apartment, it makes sense. But
This should be an indication of the large influx of New York people who have come to Vermont. Is the sirens and the housing crisis.
all right. So anyway, as you can see, we have never lost. We won both last week. It's incredible. The Mystipick. I take this pack of cards, unopened, and Molly, the beautiful Molly Heckerling, will pick a number between 1 and 8. I will open the pack, go through the cards, and on that number, we will pick that team, and they will win. Molly, what is your number from 1 to 8?
3.
3. I believe you picked 3 last time, I feel.
Tesla was really into 3s. And
This
I'm also
time,
OCD,
I bought a pair of scissors because I had trouble opening the pack last time. It was very embarrassing. So, clicking the... Remember, Mike? That was so embarrassing. I had to go get scissors. And this time I just did the first scissor and I still couldn't open it. What the? Okay, I got it now. A week later, why do you get excited for this? Because we keep winning, because it is goddamn exciting.
He is excited.
I'm opening the pack.
I don't want to fuck this up.
Even with the scissors.
Even
All right,
with the
here we go. Here we go. 1. All right, make sure. 1, 2. Oh. The Packers. Wait.
Packers.
I don't think. Are they? We have to make sure they're playing this week.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I guess that would help. All right, should I pick a different number?
Wait, hold on. I'm checking. Let me see. Just want to make sure they're not on a bye.
No, they're playing.
Oh, they are playing. Who are they playing?
Yeah. I just remember I put my numbers in already. So,
are they playing the Cardinals? They're playing the Cardinals. I think they're playing the Cardinals. So this is crazy. We bet the Cardinals last week. So now and the Packers. This is nuts. We picked the Cardinals and the Packers. Now they're playing each other, and we have to pick the Packers.
Oh
but we never lose. Molly, you've done it again. I'm positive.
You think?
Yes, I'm positive. This week, the Mystipick for week 6 chooses the Green Bay Packers to win in Green Bay. Well, that is exciting. At least we got one card. Let's see if that 8th card.
I have no idea what this means, but I just hope it goes well.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, last week, when when we picked that the 2-card one, we were like, now what do we do? And Mike's like, we go with both. Mike's always so cool and calm. He's like, we go with both.
Mike's
were like,
there's a solution to every problem.
You were like the end of Trading Places. Can't we have both? What do you want, the lobster or the cracked crab? The cracked crab. The cracked crab. Can't we have both? Dimitri.
Did that sound drop come through, Dave?
What was the sound drop? Then I'm going to say no.
No, I guess it didn't because you didn't react right there.
Oh.
It's okay. Let me see. Let me try this.
So between the Packers and the other ones, which one's the crab and which one's the lobster?
Good point. I would say the lobster would be the Packers. Although
Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, he's got the clip.
Oh, he's back from the dead.
I had it timed and now it's gone. 1 second.
Are you going to show it?
No, keep talking. No, keep talking. I'll get it queued.
Oh, all right. Well,
God, I miss that man.
I do too.
Yeah,
Actually, if you're in town November 13th, they're doing we're doing a thing at the Hard Rock. What's so funny?
I was laughing because it was like when you said we're doing a thing, like you mentioned the date and I was like, Gilbert and Caroline's are both being resurrected to do a show.
I thought you were talking about The Odd Couple because it was November 13th, but
here it is.
Oh.
I agree. You fool!
Oh, you fool.
Yeah.
Video of it?
Huh?
What were you saying about the other thing?
Gilbert Gottfried is releasing posthumously, his wife and estate are putting together his first album, his first comedy album. He's never had one.
Oh, really?
Double album, but only 3 sides for some reason. His material and stuff, and it's going to be a great night. We're doing a promotion at the Hard Rock Cafe on November 13th. I will be there, and you can be my guest if you're in town. You probably will not be.
I'm not going to be there until Christmas.
That's what I figured. So,
But
and then you said last year you're going to be here at Christmas. You didn't show up then either. So you know what? I don't know what to believe with you.
I'm always in hiding or not showing up, or I'm just cowering in fear. No, but I love Gilbert was such he was so cheap that the last time I went to go see him, his wife like slyly handed me the book or whatever thing he was hawking, his DVD or something, and she was like, don't tell him I gave you this for free. And I've known this guy ever since I was like a child.
Right.
So I just love the way that even posthumously he's finding a way to capitalize.
And I mean, so cheap that at his funeral, his wife told the story of how they met, and he wouldn't even spring for 2 milkshakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the time his appendix burst because he wouldn't call an ambulance?
That's a legendary story because Howard Stern went to go visit him in the hospital, and he was like the only one. And yeah, the guy's out of his mind cheap, but he was
brilliant.
beloved, and it didn't matter. Meanwhile, Dara shared with me this thing that I don't know what they're planning to do with it. But it might be the funniest video I've ever seen. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. And I can't tell you what it is because it's so messed up. But I hope they put it out. It's obviously politically incorrect. That's the issue. But
it's Gilbert and Sean Combs going
but it actually involves your father. So
Harold or Neil?
Yes,
or
Harold.
Anyone my mother slept with.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? Exactly. So yeah, I can share it with you and Mike later. But for now, we'll see what happens. And believe me, I'd love anything to share it with all of you guys because I haven't laughed this hard in a long, long time. But that's the kind of person Gilbert was. He would make you laugh that hard, right?
Yeah. Oh my
and you
God.
really knew him when you were a little girl because he had that trouble with your babysitter, which of course is the most classic story of all.
Yeah, but I think she enjoyed sparring with him.
I do too. That's the way.
And to be fair, she was always threatening to kill herself. So, Gilbert making those jokes, I don't think was, I think she just likes getting attention from Howard Stern.
Molly, have you ever had a time in your life where there's no drama or very little drama or
No. No. That's why I'm just like, I better just hide from everyone and everything and never leave the house.
Well, I can't blame you sometimes after what I've heard. Like, I mean, I don't know, obviously we know what happened recently, but then the babysitter is like trying to threaten to kill herself. Like, it's like, that's awesome. You're a little kid.
She did, though.
She did?
Yeah, but I don't think it was Gilbert's fault.
I didn't know she actually did kill herself.
There's a really high suicide rate for children of Holocaust survivors.
Well, isn't that odd? Isn't that odd? What an interesting statistic, because the Holocaust survivors themselves lived very happy lives once they were, you see all of them on video now, of course, but back then they were just happy to be alive, and they didn't have any vengeance. It's the strangest thing, but yet you're saying their kids, I guess they pictured must have been very emotional, because it is for us.
I think the parents were very abusive to the kids when they were growing up, because it's like, you have no idea what I
maybe that's the thing. Yeah.
go through. But then, I did meet Barbara's mother when she was old, and she's like, yeah, you've got to be just thrilled to be anywhere because it's better than Dachau. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's move on to the what do we call the slides. Are you good to go? Hello. So what were you going to say, Molly? Actually,
I was going to say, I'm sorry I left you with better than Dachau before the slide.
Oh. That's hilarious. So never look, we were just talking about Gilbert Gottfried. You don't think he would appreciate that?
Look, it's just a good segue into anything.
That's right. Let's remember that. So did you watch the vice presidential debate?
I didn't see the whole thing. I saw as much as I could stomach, and JD Vance doubling down on lies and then being indignant because he didn't think he was going to be fact checked. So
it's incredible, isn't it?
It was pretty
I had the same problem. I could watch as much as I could stomach, and of course there were the watch parties in St. Paul. You could see this kid here pulling like a scanner's thing when she's trying to make JD Vance's head explode. Clearly.
I thought she was just plugging her ears so she wouldn't hear what he had to say.
Well, maybe it's that way. I like to think of the scanners bit because it's almost Halloween, and that's why this picture of children walking in a park in Kansas reminds me of the Children of the Corn thing. So I don't know what's going on with the kids these days, but they're terrifying. And they're always terrifying around Halloween. There's always something up. So I don't know.
Children of the Dam, Children of the Corn, Children of the something.
What are your children going to wear for Halloween? What are their plans?
So my youngest is going to be the little sister from Bluey, and Harper, the 10-year-old, is going to be a vampire. But the other day she decided she just wanted to wear the vampire makeup to lunch. So she went out looking like Fairuza Balk from The Craft.
That's my favorite. Fairuza Balk, we were just talking about her the other day because we were talking about Return to Oz. When she was really little. Yeah, she's the lead. She's Dorothy. Well, a lot of people don't know about it because Disney kind of took it away, so you can't see it for some reason. It's very entertaining.
They were like, this Dorothy is very creepy looking.
What? Yeah, but it's awesome. That's what makes it so interesting. Your kid. Your kid. The 11-year-old. What was it, Harper?
She's
No,
Yeah, Harper.
10.
She's 10.
The oldest is 10.
Mhm.
Has she seen the movie Vamps?
She has not, but she might like it.
I mean, how can you go as a vampire and then not say, you know, Grandma made a movie? I get this, Molly. No, I'm going to tell you this after screen because this is really stupid and funny at the same time. All right, let's move on. Trying to remember. Remind me of Vamps later. And speaking of vampires, that's why I was saying this is the Pope in Belgium, up to no good. Obviously, I don't know. Just after showing the children of the corn and everything, that's all I'm saying. This is obviously what happened in Asheville, North Carolina, but I couldn't be happier because it's a cigar bar. Good riddance. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm here all week. I fucking hate cigars so goddamn much. I've been to cigar bars, which, you know, sometimes it is fun to smoke a cigar. But those cigar bars, you better be wearing clothes you hate because you cannot get that stink off of you for like weeks. I finally figured out when I go, if somebody drags me there, I check your coat, first of all, and I don't even know if that helps. It helps a little. But then you have to come down and completely my underwear smelled like cigar smoke. How is that even possible? You have to go into the shower. I had to take 3 showers to get that off. It's gross.
I like the fact that you think it would probably smell worse as a cigar bar than it does as a room full of backed up sewage.
I prefer a room full of backed up sewage. That's something I'm familiar with. Speaking of douchebags, this fucking guy was sailing around with this fucking dog during the hurricane and had to be rescued. How many times do we have to tell people, you selfish pricks, let people rescue who got to help out of their homes or something, you know? Drives me nuts. All right.
Thrill seekers.
Enough hurricane talk for now. So this is the longshoremen striking, which I didn't even know that was a thing anymore. Longshoremen. I thought
you're out of touch with the longshoremen.
The what?
You're out of touch with the longshoremen.
I remember Artie Lang was a longshoreman for a while. I think I was too. I used to work at the docks in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and we used to load boxes up for Macy's for a summer. So I don't know if that counts as a longshoreman, but they were going on strike in Elizabeth, New Jersey. It's just so funny. I'm like, this is the longshoreman strike. Like, you know that the SAG strike was in a nice, beautiful conference room, you know, like with lights and everything and probably beautiful windows. This is in the dark. What are they using? Flashlights? I mean, what the fuck? What is this? What are they signing?
That is funny.
It's weird. And then, of course, they're talking about this, you know, and this is Elizabeth, New Jersey, and they're striking. Yeah, you should strike, not to work in this dump. I mean, I've known about this dump for you. This is the Goethals Bridge. They changed that now. It looks a little better. But you're going from Elizabeth to Staten Island, and in between is all the shit, and it's a gross, gross area. I grew up around there. Trust me, you don't want to be working there.
You want to work somewhere nicer like Gowanus.
Exactly. Exactly. Another fucking dump. God, it's so disgusting here. Now I want to move to Vermont. I don't know if you heard about what's happening to this guy.
I have. It's hilarious. Oh my God, I love it.
They are just breaking down his whole department. His deputy mayor quit today, resigned, who I thought was very attractive. She resigned today. His whole cabinet is disintegrating around him. I don't know what happens. Has this ever happened before? It must have. I mean, who takes over after if the deputy's resigned and he's resigning, or he's not going to resign, but you know, the governor is the only one that can tell him to leave, and she doesn't seem to want to do that.
He said he wasn't going to resign, and then didn't Andrew Cuomo offer to?
Oh my God, yes, you're right. I forgot about that. He said he wants to be the mayor. Isn't that funny? What a comeback!
A lot of people were just like, "Oh dear God, please no."
I know, and it's so funny because wouldn't that be funny if Governor Hochul says no? Like, I mean, that I don't know whether she can veto coming in of a mayor or something, but I don't know. Anyway, speaking of, I guess, something that's good in politics, this is the first Mexican female president, Claudia Sheinbaum. Maybe she's Jewish too. I don't know. She looks like fun. She looks good in a sash. That should only be worn by women. And Mayor Quinn.
She looks good in a sash.
Yeah, hey, she looks good as a broad in a sash, Broads look better in a sash. But yeah, she's the first female president of Mexico. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Sash worthy.
Yeah, so this was the Mets. They have bases loaded, 2 outs, I see. But this was the Mets after the celebration in Atlanta when they were going to the playoffs. As you can see, having a good time, a little champagne, little beer action. Then this was Thursday after the Brewers. Champagne. We can see clearly it's champagne. And this was the Orioles celebration. I think it's water, and they're just gay.
Men just love spraying each other and shit.
Isn't that fucked up? But this one, drinking out of the same hose, is I know that's their ritual when they do home runs, but this is why they deserve to leave the playoffs very quickly.
There's so much about machismo culture that when I think about it, the more I think it's all. And I'm not homophobic. I'm against the. I think the homophobes are gayer than most gay people would look at them and be like, "You see yourselves, right?" Like
exactly. I know.
At least we're campy and fun loving about it. You guys aren't just completely unaware of how gay you are.
Well, Decline goes, Dave takes bubble baths and has a gambling addiction. Now, I don't know who that is, but that is true. But I've kicked the gambling addiction. I still enjoy it, but I'm really good at it now. And in fact, I've been talking about how sad I am for younger kids who are using the app. It's so easy. Do you know you can bet pitch by pitch, which I did the other day just to look at it, and I was like, oh my God, this could destroy people. It's insane.
I think one of my kids' teachers is into that stuff with football and was trying to get the kids to weigh in.
Yeah, I just I make my bets at the beginning of the day, and that is where they stand, and that's that. Anyway, this was the watch party at Citi Field, which I was not told about, apparently, and that seemed like a lot of fun. Of course, it seems like the worst time ever if they lose, but they won, so that is exciting. Of course, everybody wants to hang out with Mr. Met. So that's a lot of fun. And I don't know whether you heard about this, but the Oakland A's, that's the last time they're playing in this field. They're moving to Las Vegas, just like the Oakland Raiders. Like Oakland just lost all of their sporting, and they also lost the Warriors too. I think they were playing in Oakland also. So Oakland apparently sucks.
Everyone's just abandoning Oakland.
Well, I've heard it's pretty bad. I guess it must be really bad.
Well, I mean, it's not, Oakland is where they relegated all the black people away from San Francisco, where it's just like, we're fine with this place being shitty because we need this place to be bougie. And
the white people are finally fed up. So, yeah.
It's not Oakland's fault.
It's so crazy that Las Vegas never had a sporting team before. It's so weird. I guess they were just so afraid things, but that football team's working out really. I mean, they might not be good, but it sold out all the time because people love going. And now they're going to have a baseball team. They got a hockey team. So just basketball next.
Maybe because there's just so much betting in Las Vegas, they felt that if they actually had teams, it would seem like an unfair advantage.
That's exactly what it was all those years. It's true. They were afraid of fixing it, but you could do that anywhere. So, I don't know what the
thanks to the internet.
Exactly. Thank you, internet.
This I just found. This is a couple embracing in Venice. Vienna. So I'm thinking of the Billy Joel song. In my mind, it's perfect for Vienna.
The Billy Joel song, Death in Venice.
Right. Sorry. you didn't read Death in Venice until I gave it to you. Molly, I showed my kids Annie Hall. We watched it together last week.
Have you read Death in Venice, though?
I have not.
Because it's about a guy who wants to fuck a 14-year-old boy. So I'm like, of course he gives her Death in Venice.
It is?
It kind of is.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't have my students read. Oh my God. I'm trying to fix things with this guy. this week my lecture is all about how great Annie Hall is and how great Woody Allen is. Please stop.
No, his movies are great. You might just want to add an addendum about separating art from the artist or something. I don't know.
That's a good. Well, just today there's a Wisconsin 24-year-old school teacher who's they have a trial now because she made out with her 11-year-old student 3 weeks before her wedding in May. I looked at her. She's very pretty. What?
But was she a good screenwriter?
Oh, I just don't understand. The father found all these texts saying, "I want to have sex with you." I mean, first of all, obviously where were these teachers when I was that age? But they're all very pretty and they're all married to somebody else. Where is this coming from? What is that?
It's like
turned on by an 11-year-old.
Like Blanche Dubois syndrome or something like that.
Well, it's like, I just think, about that. I was telling my niece about that good-looking boy who's in Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And I'm like, well, he's very pretty.
That Timothy Chalamet is very beautiful.
Oh, please don't get us started. Our friend Scotty, who was on the week before you, who does the Lies Out Lives Twitter page.
Yes,
he worships Timothy Chalamet. We're not allowed to talk ill of him ever. This was the solar eclipse on Easter Island that for some reason these two people were allowed to see. I mean, how can you be the only two people on Easter? How do you get to Easter Island?
Is that a song title? You row a lot of rowing.
I'm just so jealous. That seems like a really fun place to actually watch an eclipse.
Dave, do you know what Easter Island is off the coast of?
No.
Is there someone in our group that lives right by it?
Is it Scruffy?
No.
Scruffy.
Who? It's somebody. Who?
Is it?
It's off the coast of Chile.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I always thought it was like in
pretty
London.
far, but that's where it would be called.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You connect in Raleigh, Durham, and then fly directly to Easter Island.
I have my eclipse glasses still here, ready to go.
Yeah, it is pretty isolated, but that's what it's
I didn't know. I had no idea it was off the coast of Chile. That's incredible.
I should have known that. They mention Easter Island and Ancient Aliens a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show a picture real quick.
This wait a second. I only got two pictures left.
After we're done.
Okay, yeah. This is Gigi Hadid. At Paris Fashion Week, we usually show things, and I mean, we always make fun of a lot of the outfits. Now I'm not gonna make fun of her because she's gorgeous, but the outfit wrapped in DHL packing tape is a little weird.
She's gorgeous, but she looks like she's wearing Big Mac wrappers or something.
Yeah, and she even went with the shoes as well, as you can see here at the bottom.
Cool. Yeah,
I'm not sure what the message was, but
it's sort of like a mail order bride motif.
Oh, you think so?
I don't know.
Oh, because that's funny.
Thank you.
But I think that was it for the slides today. Now, what I wanted to tell. Oh, here you go.
Nice.
So wait, how do you get there?
By boat. It's a heritage
that
site.
boat must take as long as it takes to get to Hawaii.
Probably.
It takes 9 hours to get to Hawaii from New York.
No, but I'm saying, how were there people on Easter Island? Like, how could they have possibly gotten there? A plane can't land on Easter Island, can it?
Millions.
I mean, there's that massive islands to the left. That's like Tahiti and Palau and all that shit.
Oh.
Fiji.
Wow. That's cool. So Easter Island's just in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I don't know why I didn't know that.
I think the islands are bigger in person.
Clearly. Have you ever been to Hawaii?
I have. Neil Israel lived there for a few years, and his wife just went insane living there, so they moved back.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Parachute. That makes sense. Parachuting.
It's because she didn't smoke weed. It's like you have to smoke weed to appreciate Hawaii.
Who doesn't smoke weed? Hello.
Hello. Put down the opioids and just smoke.
Wait, what I was going to tell you about Vamps is I ran into Dan Stevens last
he's
year
smart.
at exactly this time. And I said, "Oh, I just saw you in Beauty and the Beast." And he's like, "Really? That's the film you decided to mention?" Because you only see his face for about 5 minutes after he's not the Beast anymore. So, and Sarah was with me. She's like, "Really? That's what?" And then I'd seen Vamps before, but I didn't know he was in it. And I was watching it recently, like about a month ago, tops, and saw that he was in it. I'm like, damn it! Could have mentioned that, but I might see him on Saturday.
You know what he was really great in? That if you're going to see him, maybe you should watch a little bit. Is a show called Legion, and it's based on a comic book.
I saw it. I saw both. I saw the 2 seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was great.
Science fiction, right? Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the name of it. That's why, because his name was David in it, I think. So I thought the show was named Dave, but that was a different show.
That was a different
show. I definitely saw it. I watched because Gene Smart was in it too, right?
Gene Smart was in it. Aubrey Plaza is in it.
Aubrey Plaza, right.
Todd Masters.
I think I watched the first season and didn't watch the second. I guess it didn't hold my attention enough because it was on FX and there were commercials. So I think I just, but I did. And I was trying to remember that. And I couldn't when I saw him, and I just spit out Beauty and the Beast because I had seen it a week before I saw him. But this time I'm going to mention Vamps because I'm going to see him on Saturday.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring it up.
Cool. He's
now,
great.
I wonder if he wouldn't be upset by that. What do you think?
I mean, unless there's some element to that I'm completely unaware of, but I've only ever gotten affable vibes. So
I spoke to your mother the other day, by the way, and she's she's so sweet, and I know she's working on the. Oh, hi, Catalina. We were just talking about you. She's working on the Clueless musical, and I couldn't be happier that she is not doing what I saw off Broadway. She's making new music, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I hated that.
There's been a few incarnations of this musical already, and them trying to nail it. So I'm
for me, I can't stand a jukebox musical, and to change the lines of these 90s songs I don't even like was driving me nuts. Cher Horowitz is so high above me. So I love if she's making a new with new music and new songs, then I'm obviously all in. Although I did enjoy the performances. I thought Dove Cameron was really good, and the guy that played Travis was really good. So the casting was good, as your mother is famous for. But I'm glad she's changing it around like that.
Yeah, me too. We'll see what happens.
Sorry, I was looking at the question. You don't get there by boat; you get there by plane. There's only one airline that goes there. It's LATAM or whatever it's called. And
so something
looking up flights for you to go to Easter Island.
So you can land on that island?
Yeah, it's big enough that has tourism and shit. But it costs.
Wait, you can go from JFK?
Yeah, there's two stops, but yeah.
Really? Oh, and it only costs $5,000. Well, that seems worth it. Yikes!
Yeah, you go to Lima, to Santiago, to
Santiago. Where the fuck? Oh, right, Catalina. Oh, look, Catalina says, I know there are flights. Wait, Catalina, you've been to Eastern Island? Our friend from Chile is here right now. You've been there? She's saying Catalina's been. That's incredible. Wow. Well, now I'm impressed. I mean,
we've all been one-upped by Catalina.
Going like that. Wow, very impressed. You could go to Arpeggio de Juan Fernandez. What?
Archipelago.
Wait, how the fuck do you guys know how to pronounce that? Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me?
I think some Disney movie, probably.
Archipelago. What is it?
Archipelago.
Yeah, you saying it like that's so easy to pronounce. There's like an accent.
I'm not saying it wrong. I've read it before.
Archipelago.
Yeah, I heard it in a kids movie. So
wait, Catalina, you dated a guy from Easter Island? People live there?
Did he have the big head?
Catalina, show us a picture of that guy. We're gonna need to see it if he has a big head. Wow, she
The
dated
Rapa
him.
Nui
So
people.
I know I'm a college professor, Anonymous. My students correct me all the time on my horrible pronunciation. It's just a couple dates, but yeah. Wow. How about that? She schooled us all. Not only did I have been to Easter Island, I actually slept with a guy there. Wow.
I didn't say that. But yeah.
I know. I
Oh,
added
look
that
at
in
this
for.
dude.
Not only have I been to a Squeeze concert.
How dare you bring that back up? Why, you little.
Sorry.
All right. Well done. What the hell is that?
It's the native dancing people,
On Easter Island?
What?
Yeah. The Rapa Nui.
I guess what I was thinking when I saw the picture of those people sitting there was like that was the island. Just they were at the end. So
It's
I
just
guess
two
it's.
tourists.
I guess I thought
like-
that.
That's just for like when you go to like the native dancing horse shit. That's not the people who actually live there.
Oh, they. Wait.
I mean, they're native people, but they don't live like that all the time. They're not in a hut. They're
I
in
gotta.
an air conditioned
I
room.
got to do more research on that. I mean, that's incredible. I didn't know people live on Easter Island, but that's fascinating anyway. So, yeah, I think we're good for today. Molly, you are our favorite guest. It's a fact. Like I said, I consider you a co-host at this point, like Mike.
Thank you.
And you're a
No,
joy. Everyone loves you. And
Thank you.
No, I don't know why her mic went out now. I mean, or whatever.
Oh, my mic went out?
No, we're talking low. Are you going to be performing again at this place that people could come see you, or do you not want people to come see you yet? Or
I have nothing to plug show wise. I've just been writing scripts and then waiting to hear back from people. But if I do have an actual date somewhere, I'm gonna start trying to get actual shows, and as opposed to just like doing an open mic at the Radio Bean or whatever.
Okay, good.
So hopefully sometime soon I'll have something pluggable and won't just be
I told you when
embarrassment.
you come to town, I could probably get you on somewhere, which would be super
That'd be
fun. In fact, I definitely can, which would be fun because I'd love to see you perform.
I would love to see you as well.
Mike, where are you going to be? I know next week you're up to something suspicious.
Not suspicious, but on the 16th they'll be at Laugh Out Loud San Antonio.
Oh, Laugh Out Loud,
And then
because then levity, right?
No, it's part of the improvs. And then the 24th they'll be at the Stand.
Oh, you'll be at the Stand.
Yeah.
Oh, terrific. All right. So the story is this. Next week, I will be in Los Angeles, but we'll try and chime in to make the picks. In fact, I will be making the Mystipick from whatever location, maybe at the airport. I don't know where I'm going to be at that time. But Alon Altman will be your host next week. And then we will come back and we'll be in studio again as usual, which we would love to have Molly come in live one time. That would be exciting for all of us. I don't know who our guest will be exactly in 2 weeks, but I'm sure it'll be somebody exciting, like very exciting, like a Dan Natterman. I'm joking. But seriously, Mike, thanks so much. And thanks for covering for next week. And Molly, thank you so much. We'll definitely have you again in November because we're trying to do once a month with you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me on. I always like when the Mystipicks work out. So
yeah, well, so do I. And that Sarah was really nervous. She's like, but then I told her, she's like, really? Like, it's funny. It's like the stupidest thing. And yet you do get excited about it. So far we are undefeated. Let's see if that continues. Thanks everybody for joining us in the chat room. So nice to see everybody. I'll see you personally in 2 weeks, technically. Join Alon next week and Mike. And otherwise, have a great week, everybody. Cammie, and was it who's the other one in Tampa? Is it a week late or Scruffy?
A week late.
A week late.
Scruffy's in England. So.
Right, that's what I thought. But I wasn't sure which one was which. A week late, Cammie. Please stay safe. Wish you guys the best from all of us here because we love you. And we'll see everybody next week on Comedy Cellar Tuesdays with Dave Juskow and Mike Suarez. Good night, everybody.